All right, this is Prophet Precious Okafor. In the video that brought you here, I spoke about why it is that there are some people that when they calm down, they are unable to get up again, no matter how much they try. If and you see that it is not supposed to be so, because somebody that has come down, like somebody that was in a place before, let's say you climb a ladder to go up and then you mistakenly fall, it is not supposed to be difficult for you to climb up again, because you already know the rudiments, or you already have the skill associated with climbing a ladder. But then there are some people that when they come down like that in life, the going up again becomes as challenging or even more challenging than going up before. In fact, there are some people that never go up again in their life. They never go up again in life. And then you beg to ask the question why. You beg to ask the question why. There was a lady who came to me one certain time. She was is it an engineer? Yeah, she was an engineer. I know she does engineering. She works with a rig and so on and so forth. And then she came down. She was sacked due to one or two things. And after she was sacked, she could not get a job again. She tried to start a business, use her connections. She knew people. She used to have about 3 cars. She knew people, but she had to sell everything. No matter how much she tried again to go back to that position she was, she could not. Business didn't work, nothing worked at all until she met me, and then we were able to really find out the root cause of the situation. So in this video, I will just basically be telling you stories and give you new examples, and I'll tell you how I handle those cases, so that in case any of them sounds like you or looks like you will know that okay, I can do this, I can also apply this to my life. And then also, if possible, if you want to talk to me in person, you are also free. Now, my name is Prophet Precious Okafor, and one of the things that God told me specifically to do is set them free. So my my major mission or focus is on cases that are difficult cases, cases that has um that has failed to be handled, cases that you have gone A, gone to B, gone to C, gone to D. Those are the kind of cases I handled. Now, so why is it that when people come down, they are unable to go back up again? Now, it can either be people come down as a result of their mistakes, one, people come down as a result of causes that are following them, two, and then people come down as a result of enchantments that are done by other people. Now, mistakes in the sense that miscalculation. For example, there are people that see somebody doing a business and then they decide to enter that business because they heard that business makes money. You can make money from that business. They take a loan, and one thing with loan is that when you start owing a loan, it is very difficult to stop. It is very difficult to leave the trap of debt. It is very, very difficult. So they take a loan to fund the business, and the business fails because 80% of the time, new businesses do not go as planned. 80% of the time. So if you are watching this video and you are planning to take a loan for a business you have not done before, stop it. I do not support loans. I do not support borrowing. I never will. The only time I support loans or borrowing is when you are doing it when you are using it for expansion. Maybe you are doing a business and you want to expand the business. This is a business you have done for years and you are planning to expand ahead. Then you can, if it is necessary. But to start something from the scratch, do not borrow. It is better you start from the scratch with your money and then get other people's money to expand, because this is the number one cause of debt. People are in debt. They are in debt. Why? Because they miscalculated. They miscalculated that business. They miscalculated that trip, and then they invested money in it. And then there are some cases that when you look at these cases, there was no miscalculation on the part of this individual. You cannot see any physical reason why this individual is in this trouble. You cannot find any physical reason why this individual is, like, you cannot see. There were no miscalculation. There were no how will I put it? There's nothing you can basically see that this is the reason for this individual being in trouble. In those kind of cases, we look at the spiritual side of things. We look at the spiritual side of things, and that is where we'll focus on now, because there are a lot of public speakers, a lot of mentors, and a lot of so on and so forth, business mentors and the rest. So let them focus on the physical side. I'm a prophet. Let me do the spiritual side. So then you look at the spiritual side of things, and then the spiritual side of things. Number one thing we consider are ancestral causes. What a lot of people do not know is that there are some kind of ancestral causes that do not manifest immediately. So you find out that in your family, it takes people time to rise, and then, or you find out in your family that nobody is doing well, and then you come and you start doing well, you start doing well, you start doing well. Then all of a sudden you are caught short, and then you feel that it was somebody new. It was an ancestral cause. Ancestral cause happens a lot with triggers. Usually, most ancestral causes have triggers. So there was a young man I know that came to me. He was doing okay. He was doing okay for himself. He was a music producer. Yes, I believe he was a music producer. Was doing okay for himself, very okay for himself. And then he said that all of a sudden things start to change. Things start to change. I told him that, hey, you are under a foundational course. He was like, how can I be under a foundational course? My life has been okay. I thought that foundational course starts, all right, it starts immediately. I told him that, no, hey, after prayers, I found out that in his family, alcohol is banned. Any form of alcohol, any form of spirit is banned. So when he grew up, so in their family, no male drinks alcohol. So when he grew up, he started drinking alcohol. And the alcohol awakened their covenant, because the grandfather did it because the family originally was under their community deity, right? So the grandfather did something, and then the condition the grandfather was given is that nobody should drink alcohol. And so the moment he started drinking alcohol, the covenant came upon him again, and trouble started. There are some people that are triggers. Now, it's not that drinking alcohol is a sin. I am not here to discuss drug doctrine. It may or may not be a sin, but that is not my subject for discussion. It's just that it is a trigger. There are some people that their triggers is when they had their first sex or something like that. It is a trigger. Yes, I know people that have been told that as long as you keep yourself, you do not sleep with anybody till you get married, you will succeed. I know people that it is legit for them. There are some people, yes, we can have prostitutes who are sleeping with people everywhere, and they will see something. We can have guys who every weekend they take a new girl home, they will still be making money. But we still have people who, if they try it, in fact, if they won't sleep with one person self that is not their wife, or they are not married to, things will scatter for them. It happens. So everybody, every family that is under a cause or something of that nature have their own individual triggers. Your duty as a person is to find out the trigger associated with yours, if there are any, and follow the rules, or you break such a cause. So we have ancestral causes. Now there is a lady who I prayed for one certain time, who I would say I prayed for, that came to me. Her own is that whenever good thing wants to come to her, she will look in the mirror and she will see a face. The moment she sees a face, maybe if she's going for a job interview and she sees a face in the mirror, interview is cancelled. Sorry, interview will fail. Even though she goes for the interview, she knows she will not succeed. So anytime any good thing, she's just chasing any good thing, and she just sees the face in the mirror, she forgets it, because she knows that it does not ever work. It doesn't ever work. That is like an ancestral cause. She will just, immediately you just see, she knows that it will never work. So when she came to me, we had to do lots of prayers. In fact, during one of the prayers, when she came, because I gave her prayers to do, the more she did the prayers, the more things were worse. So one day I just told her that I will go into the matter myself. So during one of the prayers, the image appeared to me on the mirror and told me that, why are you disturbing my wife? I was like, who did you marry her? He said, this is my wife, blah 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 blah. And I knew how difficult it was before I was able to chase that enough. That is ancestral cause. It is from the ancestry. Whether spirit husband, spirit wife, marriage, all of them are from the ancestry, generational. It is something that is in the family. Something that is in the family. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Another thing is also enchantments. Enchantments. There are some wicked enchantments, especially enchantments are acts of witchcraft, evil things done by people who are close to you. Because if somebody do not really have a connection with you, that person cannot bewitch you. Witchcraft against somebody is done by people who are close. So there are some people I have met that their names were put in it. Like there was somebody, oh God, in this life, there was somebody who he was doing well. He had two landed properties, had also built somewhere else. Yes, I remember he has also built somewhere else. All of a sudden it started dwindling. He was also a very, very serious person in the church. All of a sudden it started dwindling, 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 dwindling. And no matter, like, if he goes up, goes up, goes up, he will come down. If he goes up, goes up, goes up, he will come down. If he goes up, goes up, goes up, he will come down. After prayers, it was revealed that his name was put inside a container and a rat was put inside. The rat was put inside. Holes were put inside the container so the rat will breathe. So when the rat tries to climb up, that was what happened. That was what they did to him. People are wicked. It sounds very funny. It sounds, sometimes when I look back at these cases, I laugh because it sounds very funny, but it actually shows you the extent of the wickedness in the heart of man. The extent of the wickedness in the heart of man. He will go up and he will come down, go up and he will come down. By the time we found out, because we later confronted, we found out God revealed the person responsible and we confronted him, which he agreed to it. But by the time we found out, the rat had already died of he had, in fact, we could not even get the container again because he had disposed of it in the bush. And we know how long it took. I know how long it took me before I was able to set that young man free. He's doing well now. So sometimes when we look at it, and in this kind of cases, when you look at cases that are, for example, there are people who they go from A to A to A to A to A to A to A. This one, that one. For example, the case of that girl in the middle, she had walked everywhere in Port Harcourt. The reason why it looks like you are walking there and you are walking here and you are walking here and nothing is working yet is not because the people you are meeting, they are fake, or it's not because God is not hearing you. No, it is because the proper knowledge have not yet been applied on what you need to do. The proper knowledge have not yet been applied. It is just like the proper tool. For those of you who do spanner, or whose people mechanics, all right, it's mechanics. This spanner, yes, it's spanner. You know, we have different sizes of spanner for different bolts. If you use a wrong bolt, the bolt will not unlock. If you use a wrong size of spanner, rather, the bolt will not unlock. Whether a bigger spanner, a smaller spanner, as long as it's not the size for that very bolt, it is not going to unlock. So there are some cases that are like that, that need the exact size and the exact thing to do for that case to unlock. For that case to unlock. For that case to unlock. So when we have people who have come down, and then also when people come down like that, when it is a spiritual, see, if it is a physical reason, maybe mistake, this one, you made this mistake, it is easy to go back up, because why? You already have the connections, you already have the people, you already have. But when you come down, when it's a spiritual reason, it is very, very difficult to go back up. And then also another thing that makes a case persevere is when the person that is responsible for doing it is close to you. So even though it is a physical or a spiritual reason, if this individual, this person now is responsible for what is happening to you, this person is responsible, maybe she is backbiting you at the back of this your boss, she is the one that is, as long as that person is close, you do not know, that person will still continue. When you try to go, when you go and talk, the person will go back and spoil it. When you talk, the person will go back and spoil it. You talk to that man to help you, and you tell her, oh, I talked to that man to help you. The person will send the text to the man and say, see, this is my friend, I'm a friend of this person. This is what this person has done. See this picture, it has spoiled. It happens. I've seen it happen. Physically, this one is not spiritual. It happens. People are that wicked. People go that far. It happens. And then also when it's spiritual, you see, when it looks like you tell the person, you get one prayer where I do, who else I do the prayer, this door don't open, no, this person looks like this person wants to bless me, the person will go and do and say see that prayer. In fact, there was this one, it was amongst pastors. The man he had this prayer partner, right? He had this prayer partner that this one is not a story. I saw it. He came to me. He had this prayer partner that when good things is about to happen, he will call his prayer partner and say, "Oh, brother, please help me and pray for this." They will pray together. After they finish praying together, that his prayer partner will go to the back and begin to cancel the prayer they made together. So he was always wondering why he was going in circles. These are the prayers are not working. No, the prayers were working, but the evil was in his midst. He was, as he was drinking his medicine, he was still drinking poison. It is just like you treating poison. As you are taking the drug for the poison, you are still taking the poison. That is how it is like when the person responsible is around you. It is like a waste of time. So I promise this video will be very, very short. But you already understand. So I want to stop this video soon because you already understand what I'm trying to pass to you. Alright? So now, what do you do? Number one, check if it is as a result of the person around. And also finally, another thing that can cause delay is your environment. There was a pastor who came to me. She told me that her church doesn't grow. Alright, she runs the ministry, not the church, she runs the ministry. That it doesn't grow, no matter what she does, it doesn't grow, that they will full and drop. I asked her, where do you do your ministry? She told me she does it in a parlor. I asked her how many people can enter the parlor. He said it's 15. I said then she has a space in a corridor. I said as long as you are still doing your ministry in that your parlor, you will never grow bigger than your parlor. So there are some environments you will find yourself, you can never grow bigger than that environment. So that as long as you are still in that parlor, you will never grow bigger than that parlor. So check your environment. This environment I am in, is it a right environment for me? Is this environment restricting or hindering my growth? So check your environment. Are you bigger? See, let me tell you something. You learn to grow. Learn to grow bigger than your environment. Now, some young men came to me. They were asking a question: if it is preferable for a young man to leave his house after he starts making money, or to stay in his house when he makes money and then build his own house instead of him to be paying rent. I told him my answer to those people was that it depends. One, if you come from a family that is wealthy, if you come from a wealthy family, when you start making money, don't leave. You come from a wealthy family that even give you your own room, they can feed you. As long as your family is wealthy and okay to do, when you start making money, don't be in a haste to leave. Instead, plan properly. When you start working, don't be in a haste to leave. Instead, plan properly with that money. If possible, even stay in that house and build yours. But if you come from a family that is not well to do, that is struggling for this, the moment you start making money, run. Not leave, run out of that house. Run. Because if you are there, that environment will drain you to the last bit of it. That environment will drain you to the last bit of it. That is how strong your environment is a factor. So if you are staying in an environment that is wrong, maybe you are working. When you are not working, you are staying in one ajegule, one mud bacha, face me and face you and the rest. And then you start working, you start seeing money, live there. Even though you do not have to go to high and mighty, but shift from that place, go to another place. Because even that environment, there are things called environmental spirit and environmental devils. I don't want to go into that. Every environment carries its devils and spirits and people and mental thinking. So you learn to switch quickly. Now, so what can you do? I have already told you about environment and I've told you what you should do concerning your environment. Now, secondly, if you need to locate if the source of your trouble or the source of what you are going through is from people around. If from people around, disconnect from those people. You need to learn how to disconnect from people. Then also, if your case is a deep ancestral case in nature. Maybe yours is like an ancestral case, very very deep, very very deep, and you do not know what to do. What you need to do is to pray for revelation, not for deliverance. Pray for revelation. You pray for revelation, not for deliverance. Deliverance comes after revelation. If there is no revelation, there will be an absence of deliverance. Without revelation, there can never be deliverance. You pray for revelation. You say, God, open my eyes to see. Now, how do you get that revelation? There are multitude of ways for you to get that revelation. One of the ways you can do by yourself is get a cup of water, recite Psalm 23 inside 5 times before going to bed, 5 times into the water, and then drink it. And after you recite Psalm 23 inside the water 5 times, ask that God should open your eyes. Ask for what you want to see, and then you drink the water and go to bed. Do it for 1 week. Within a week, you will see what you want to see. At least 80 to 70% of you will see it. It should be the last thing before going to bed. So that is it. I just did this short video. Now there are also deeper ways. There are also ways in which I have personally handled these cases, but you cannot do it. Even though I tell you, you cannot still do it, because it's deep spiritual ways, going the spirit to the places, spiritual transportation, etc. and etc. You can't do it. But if you want to talk to me, I'm free. In fact, I'll be just, you can actually talk to me about your issue. I can look into it and I'll tell you the reason. As long as it's not that of much of a deep inquiry, I can tell you the reason, and then you can proceed to how you want to go from there. My office is that, for those of you who, because there are some of you that after you watch you are sending me a message. My office is at Room Mudara, Port Harcourt. You can come in person, Room Mudara, Port Harcourt, just along the road. You are not entering, just along the road. My office is there at the 3rd floor of an upstairs. So you just call my secretary, will direct you. So that is, I pray for you that in the name of Jesus, the Lord answers you. The Lord answers you, 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 the Lord answers your prayers, and He opens your eyes, He opens your eyes, He opens your eyes, He opens your eyes. The truth that will set you free comes to you. The truth that will set you free comes to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. God bless you.